It's been a week since I uploaded a video. I think this is the best timing for me to upload one because we've got Tennocon 2019 happening. And there's a lot of anticipation to see what DE have got to bring to the table for the franchise and to see what's next for Warframe. So first, let's talk about what I would like to see shown at Tennocon tomorrow. And first thing I want to see is the new war. If you guys been paying attention to the story, it's been hyped up quite a bit in the game, especially with the latest update, Jovian Concord. And I would like to see more and what's going on, especially after the bad cliffhanger that we got at the ending of the sacrifice. And I would like to see people's motivations, get to see more of the storytelling, and you guys know I'm getting the story. And really, I would like to see what else can they bring, because last time they brought Umbral mods. I would like to see if they'll introduce any more. I doubt it. Or maybe a new Umbral War. But I feel DE have already confirmed that that's not happening anytime soon, but we don't know yet. I would like to see more of the Imperium as well. The reason I want to see more, and I can't lie, I'm not as excited as I was for it since last year. The reason for this is it's been talked about so much. I kind of just want to see live gameplay and to see how it moves and operates and get different opinions on people who played it at Tennocon, perhaps, if they get to play it. And really, it's kind of a thing now. I don't need to know anymore. I just want to get a release date, see some live gameplay, and that's really about it for me when it comes down to Imperium. The next thing I also want to see is more about Nightwave Season 2. At the moment we are in the intermission, which is a small Nightwave, not officially Season 2, but it's a little appetizer for the next season. I was also one of very few people who liked Nightwave. I know some people just didn't like it at all. Me personally, I quite enjoyed it. I think the rewards were very good, and the bounties as well. It gave me something to do when I wasn't farming for Kuva or farming for relics, and I think it was a very good accessory to the game. And also, this time around, I believe it's going to be about the Infested. What I've heard from the grapevine, that this time around it's going to be centered around the Infested, and we also saw a sneak peek of a new heavy blade that is coming to the game, and it is a Infested sword. If you guys know, I absolutely love heavy blades in Warframe. They are my favorite weapons in the entire game, and this new heavy blade looks cool. It has infested flesh made of it, so it's made out of infested basically, and it reminded me of a sword from another game that I have not played in a very long time. But there is a game called Soul Calibur, and there was a character called Nightmare, and he had this really weird sword like made of like demonic flesh, and it had an eyeball in it. It was one of my favorite games on the PlayStation 2, Soul Calibur 2 in particular. It was my favorite game, bro. I know a lot of people didn't play it, but it was such an underrated franchise. I actually wonder what's going on with it now. But that's what the sword reminded me of, and I think it looks very cool. But I would like to see how they are going to implement this new story, because with Nightwave, not the intermission, but the original one with the Wolf of Saturn 6, they implemented a story into it as well, which I thought was very cool. And I would like to see how they're going to implement it with Season 2, and how the Infested are basically ramping about in the solar system. And also, I want to see more on this new map that we are going to be getting. So if you guys do not know, apparently we are going to be going to a new system called the Tau system, which I believe is overrun by the Sentients. The Sentients are an enemy in the game, obviously, and apparently we are going to be seeing a new enemy. Steve showed it off in a dev stream, and the enemy looks like an Orokin, like Ballis, for example, and I believe they're going to be the new enemy that we are going to be fighting in this new map or this new system. I am very excited to see that. I would like to see how the Orokin fight in the game as well. A new enemy is always needed, or not needed, accepted. So I would like to see how they are going to show that off at Tennocon this year. And yeah, I think that's really about it, to be honest. Oh, and also Wukong Prime was leaked. So Wukong Prime is probably going to be the next Warframe. Well, not probably, is. And he is most likely going to drop on the 6th. So stay tuned for that. And also the rework to the beginning of the game. So there was a new trailer that was shown off in the trailers of Spider-Man Far From Home in Canada, and it was a very good CGI trailer, and a lot of people are excited. Some people think it's a movie, some people think it's the rework to the beginning of the game, which I think is more than likely. I think the rework to the beginning of the game is definitely needed, because it's not easy to get into Warframe. I had a friend, or he is my friend, he played Warframe, the first mission, very simple, very easy to get into in the first mission, and then he got dropped into his orbiter, and after he dropped into that, he basically didn't know what to do, because the game just said, you've got this objective, do it, but it didn't say how to do the objective. That, I think, is a bit of a problem when it comes down to Warframe. For example, when I first started playing it, I found it very difficult, and I had to ask one of my friends who plays Warframe how to get the Kubero egg. The game basically told me, get a Kubero egg. Okay, how do I get a Kubero egg? Where do I go for it? How do I, get the Kubero egg once I'm at the location? It didn't tell me any of that. So for a lot of people who, I know some people can use their brains and figure it out, or just look on the internet, but I always say, if you've got an objective in the game to do, the game should tell you where to go at least, and the game doesn't do that. So I think with the rework, it needs to be a bit more streamlined, a bit straightforward when it comes down to the beginning of the game, and then, make it a bit more wider in the approach come a bit after the second dream. But I do think the beginning of the game is very difficult to get into. I know some people found it easy, I know the majority don't. So I think the rework to the beginning of the game is definitely needed, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with that. And now I'm going to talk about what are they going to do surrounding the whole competition in the looter shooter genre. So I know some people do not like Destiny, I know. Destiny came out swinging when it came with the reveal of Shadowkeep. They revealed that the base game and the 2 shitty DLCs, yes they are shit DLCs, the first 2 anyway, are going to be completely free in Destiny 2 New Light, and this is a free-to-play model of Destiny 2. I think this is big competition, because I think the best selling point of Warframe is that the game is free to play, and if Destiny is going to do that, a lot of people are going to be like, why should I play Warframe when I can just play Destiny and there's more people playing it? I know not everyone thinks that way, but there are going to be people who do think that. I feel Warframe, or Digital Extremes I should say, needs to come out with something and be like, okay, indirectly obviously, Bungie has got this. Yeah, it's going to be free to play, but we've got this that you might be interested in. That's what I want to see. I want to see an indirect answer to Bungie. I understand that at the moment there isn't a lot of competition really. You know, Anthem, I remember certain people saying Warframe needed Anthem. Yeah, right. And look how that turned out. The Division 2, not really all that much competition. I think it is a looter shooter, but it has a very different type of audience when it comes down to the Division to Warframe. So I do think Destiny and Borderlands 3, and was supposed to be Anthem, are going to have the competition. So I think this is a great time for the competition to get a bit higher. And you will know, competition brings out the best in people. I do think Warframe is going to give me something around. Well, I'm not leaving, so I shouldn't really say that. But, you know, give me something more, you know, to not make me want to go play something else for a little bit. But I do believe that Digital Extreme have got this, and they have got a lot of stuff to bring to the table. So I am very excited for Tennocon tomorrow. Make sure you guys their live stream on Twitch. If you watch the first half an hour, or at least half an hour, you will be able to get Necros Prime for free. Guys, Necros Prime is a very good Warframe. He is good for farming materials which are needed to build your Warframe, your gear and your weapons. So he is a very good Warframe. Highly recommend him. Just watch the live stream and make sure your Twitch account is obviously linked to your Warframe account as well. And you'll get him for free alongside with a Lotus Ephemera. This is a little cosmetic that basically lets you have little floating flowers around you. Nothing all that great, but it's fun. And to the people who already have Necros Prime, it's a free slot in it, so it's a win-win. But that's all I've really got to say for this video, folks. You know, I'm excited for Tennocon tomorrow, and I would like to see what they can bring to the table. And yeah, that's really what I've got to say for this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.